Alex.
Jason, I know you have a question.
Yes, I have a great question. What is going on with location and our cell phones? And I know with COVID and everything that happened, what is that?
I'm glad you asked. So the semblances of people with PhDs coming from places like MIT and other top-notch universities, they really want to get their hands on location data in any way, shape, or form,
Right.
on where individuals are going, because they believe that it can help them track the spread of, say, outbreaks like COVID, or movements of certain terrorist cells, or things of that nature. Now, when you look at location information, location is, like we had said in our other episodes.
So any data company, whether it's large data companies, whether it's cell phone manufacturers,
Yeah.
I know Yahweh got, busted for that. But when you're looking at all these different companies, there is this push now to collect location data.
Yeah, because they realize that is one of the big major chunks that increases the value of the information they're selling and analyzing.
It's a part of. Like if we know you like peanut butter Cliff bars,
Yes,
with honey on it.
Yeah,
we just had that.
They were good.
And then we do it at this location, and then we know that you purchased the Cliff bars at this, and then we're talking about them now. All these things add up to. I mean, how is location so important?
Location is important because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of their algorithms. When you can put location into place, and you can track locations over time, then you can start to derive habitual analysis of someone's behavior. So I always know that this gentleman's going to go, up Fifth Ave and then bomb a left on 33rd. And he's always going to take that left every single time. Even though it's taking him 15 minutes longer to get to work, I know for a fact that he's going to take that
and
left.
5,000 of the people are doing the same thing.
5,000 of the people doing the same thing.
So what can we do at that left?
Yeah, what can we do with that left? How can we analyze that traffic data? Now, what nobody was watching is that, every time you get into an Uber, you're helping Uber with that also.
Yes.
Every time you ordered a package from UPS was tracking the GPS on the trucks to figure out that these guys should only be taking right-hand turns.
Right, yeah.
And now with disease outbreaks, people are taking it a step further to be like, well, let's get this location data as the final semblance to our algorithms here, and we can get a better predictive analysis in our package that we're going to sell and explain to people, because now we have a much closer picture. It's not the closest because they don't get it directly from you.
Right.
If I got your location information and asked you, why is it that you keep taking that left-hand turn?
Right.
Rather than just knowing you do, but then one off day you bomb a right.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God, the whole algorithm's junk. This guy's a complete outlier.
Could you imagine artificial intelligence being able to ask that question and then to study human self-awareness?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and then it's like, wait a minute. Why? the human is self-aware that the AI is going to ask it a question, so it's going to go a different way. You know what I mean? Right. Or that people are selling your data, so you're just driving like a madman. But the thing is with the location data, that's why it's such a hot thing right now. So, it would behoove you to look where the location data is actually going in terms of your phone. Right. What applications are actually asking for it, why they are asking for it. And then, do whatever you can not to get it out there. I mean, if you look at what the DEA has been doing, this has been on the news with the protesters, that they have a machine that they run out of vans, and what it does is it's going to ping all the phones in a local area. So as your phone calls out to cell phone towers all the time, right, it's going to call out, but first, before it touches the tower, it's going to touch this false tower that sits on the van. And then it's going to send it over to the tower. So what they do is they collect all the information first, and then the triangulation of where all these individuals are in the crowd, and then you get their IMEI numbers, which sit on the phone's hardware device. And so you know exactly who the owner is, every credit card that went from it, their billing histories, everything, and you can track them from that, right? So that's just one function of how the government uses it for tracking. So you can only imagine how the private industry,
yes, of course, for commercial reasons,
for commercial reasons,
right? And
then commercial reasons always go into reasons for the military-industrial complex, a whole bunch of different other things. Yeah. And then it just gets out of hand. So when we look at location, it's just something we need to be aware of, and TARTLE definitely has the eyes on it for solving this problem and making sure that you have complete sovereignty over this, this really last juicy piece of data about yourself, the last private part about yourself.
Yeah, which data companies don't want.
Yeah.
No.
They don't want that flow to stop.
No, they don't want this flow to stop, but they also don't want you. They don't want you to have the control.
No.
Of what they want it all. It's like Cookie Monster eating cookies. Remember that? I want it all.
I'm so used to getting it. Right. Now I just want more of it.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and then you've collected so much, and then you've crossed the line so far when you turn back, you don't even see it.
No, yeah, exactly. You know, and I think a lot of that is that.
A lot of it is that.
Well, you know, and then you have machine learning in the way that it's growing, and then they can look at, you know, millions of points of data and then turn around, and now it's like, well, if we put this and this can like the disease. It's a perfect example. You know, we have this pandemic going on. We have these certain type of, I mean, it's all data. COVID-19 is all data.
It's purely data. It's completely data-driven event.
Yeah, if you really look at it, okay, we know this age group, you know, with these conditions. Well, how do we know that they have these conditions? Well, if we have their health packet, then we know they went to the hospital. If we have their location, we know when the last time they went to the hospital.
When did you go to the hospital? Why did you go to the hospital?
Right.
Why didn't you go to the hospital?
Right.
Where are you going? Where were you planning to go?
Right.
Only this data is possible on TARTLE.
Did you go through a drive-through fast food after the hospital?
Yeah, after that. What do you remember touching?
Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Really?
What were you breathing on? You know?
Yes. Yeah.
But that's the idea, right? So when we look at location, it is that's a chunky, very valuable piece of information. Yes. So you need to be those higher value items. You got to think twice where they're going and whether or not you actually want to release them out there. And the only way you can have that option is by putting that information on TARTLE.
The only option for choice is TARTLE.
TARTLE is choice.
Yes.
I like that.
Yep.
Really. Thanks, Alex. Thank you, Jason.